live. Alright, hi everybody. Welcome to another Let's Play of Heroes of the Storm. It's just Quentin this time. Doing more of a combination of a Let's Play and a guide for Azmodan. I forget his title. But
so it begins.
Azmodan, the Lord of Pride. Let's see, yes. Brother of Diablo and self-proclaimed true Lord of Hell. Azmodan is one of, if not my favorite hero in Heroes of the Storm right now. Just because he's kind of does everything that is important to me as a MOBA player. And kind of one of the characters like him that allowed me to, that really made me quit League, not just because of, as I've told forever, the toxic community over there at League of Legends, but because there just aren't champs like Azmodan in League, and just by the nature of the game, there can't be, at least not yet, not with the way League is now. Though League is doing a lot of neat things that Heroes of the Storm certainly isn't. I will go and say, from what I saw, the Champion Spotlight Bard looks super neat to me. And certainly would be on my radar if I were still playing. He may not be super good, and I get the feeling that he isn't, but he looks like a lot of fun. So, this is an interesting team. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Alright, we'll see. So, I haven't played a ton of matches on the Tomb of the Spider Queen, so I'm not sure how this will go, but we'll find out. So, let's talk about Azmodan and what Azmodan does and why I love him. So, Azmodan is a ranged specialist, and in my opinion, specialists divide into two general camps. There are what I would call junglers, which are champs that are good at taking down, acting autonomously in the jungle. Sylvanas is one of these champs, Gazlo is another. And then the majority of champions I own, specialists I own, Azmodan, Zagara, Sergeant Hammer, are what I call siegers. Basically, they're good at breaking things. Which, you know, in a game like this is how you win the game, so I personally think that siegers are the best kind of champions to play. So, first thing we're going to do to help us break things is actually not really much to help us break things. It's just a general good ability, and that is Sieging Wrath. So, Sieging Wrath increases the damage of Azmodan's Q, Global Annihilation, based on the distance it's traveled. In a team fight, generally you're going to be in the back, and you're only probably going to move closer if you need to try to use all shotgun or E for the kill. But in the back, you're going to sit in the back and cast fireballs. Now, what matters a lot to Azmodan is his creep wave, and you pretty much never want to move without them. You're going to be watching creep waves a lot as Azmodan. And your laning phase isn't, I will go ahead and say your laning phase isn't terribly strong, especially against somebody like Tychus. Tychus just has been outdamage us all day. And it typically isn't too much of an issue, but typically we aren't laning alone. But that is fun.
A hero flees from battle.
Got him! And sometimes your opponent just makes a really dumb mistake, like wandering in turret range and allowing himself to be murdered. Azmodan is laughing about it, as he should. And we have Nova now. But we have assistance from Lily. I don't like playing Lily myself. I love when people play her, though, because honestly, she's really good. And, not the best support, honest, but one of. It's Tychus.
Heal them.
Ballsy.
Just as I planned.
Near the end of the game, a little bit later, she's going. Nova's going to hate me because we're going to give our fireball burn damage, and she's not going to like that because we'll stop her from blowing. Fireball there, but always know when to move in. And if suddenly you have the upper hand, I need to move in. And now this is where we get to do our job. So what we're going to do immediately is we're going to do a W twice, which is send us to demonic moves. We're also going to hold D, which is a passive, and summon up with the demonic. Now, normally that would have been really dumb, but I knew I had enough health that I could take a couple turret shots and push Tychus out of the lane.
Choose a talent.
At level 4, we take Burn the Weak, which is a super important ability for Azmodan. Burn the Weak increases the damage all shall burn does to non-hero targets. Most importantly, it increases the damage Azmodan deals to structures, which is what we're all about. And all shall burn is one of your best abilities for structures. Simply because its big weakness is that it, if a target moves out of range, you just stop casting it. But your enemy's, enemy structure never moves out of range because it doesn't move. It's immobile. So, as much as I hate to, we're gonna have to hoist them back here. Not the biggest deal, and we're not doing great, but that's okay. It's not about winning and losing. In this case, it is about teaching you how to play Azmodan. Which you can promote. So I should mention, General of Hell is an awesome ability. Probably the coolest passive in the game. As I said, it lets you summon a Demonic Lieutenant. The Demonic Lieutenant buffs all creeps in the lane and can be cast globally, which is important. Meaning that if you see an empty lane that is just ripe for pushing, you don't even have to go there to push it. Now, unfortunately, in this case, like 30 seconds after I cast it, ETC shows up and is looking to stop my wave, but in most scenarios, that lane would just start getting mad pushed, and chances are, your opponents won't notice until it's too late. So here's the thing. Our opponents are all down here fighting us. So I can put my lieutenant in that lane, and he can start pushing it. The thing is, there's nothing that shows up on the radar to even say that the lieutenant's there. And that's not good. But you can see, now that lane's pushed up to the gate. No reason not to do it again. Lords or whatever. Web weavers are coming that way. But, there's not much we can do about that.
Accept your offering, minion.
Okay. I haven't died. I have a lot more gems than that. Oh, right, they expire. Infernal Globe. Infernal Globe is huge, especially for team fighting, because it reduces the casting time. Once again, kill Tychus because he's being ballsy. that was a mistake.
Has fallen. A hero flees from battle.
Symbiote implanted. You augmented.
Oh, I'm wearing the hat. So,
Bring them.
so kind of, I'll admit, a bit of a mistake here is that my allies are helping me siege, and they really don't need to. I know that sounds arrogant, but the thing is, Azmodan is like the king of split pushing, and while four of your allies are off pushing one lane, you can push an entire other lane by yourself. I mean, I'm always happy to have help from allies. But look at this.
This is but a prelude.
Lost all heroes.
And so you definitely always want to pay attention to when your demonic lord as well. Because, like I said,
Joins the battle.
I don't want to be here. Especially the last thing Azmodan ever wants is to be surrounded. For your heroic, 9 times even 99 times out of 100, I'll say, you're going to take demonic invasion. I rarely ever see people take the other one, which named Black Pool, because honestly, everything it's trying to do, demonic invasion just does pretty better. Keep in mind, this is the thing people don't, especially League players, get confused on. Demonic invasion is almost never cast in a team fight. Unless you're like majorly behind in a team fight. I'm gonna go turn in my gems. I'm gonna But almost always, the thing that makes your storm so cool is that you can cause your structures. And demonic invasion causes the structures to melt. Like they've been made. See, this is what I'm talking about. I have no one helping me. But and even, yeah, ETC has come in to run interference. But first off, Sonya is right here. Never mind. But point is, like, he didn't cause a ton of damage to me, and we did so much damage to that lane. This is what I'm talking about. Everyone has to team fight down there, that's fine. I'm happy. I will stay here and take the fort. Heck, I could probably even send my rubes, send my pets in, and I can probably go down to team fight. I'll let them know coming. Yeah, that fort's gone.
Force destroyed.
So yeah, when you're at almost never do you want to be in a physical round. You would rather be way at the back. This is one of the rare cases. I did stop Throw cast the knife. Way behind. It cuts way down on my siege damage and does so for 2 minutes. And in fact, even in this case, probably wasn't. March of Sin, which we take at 13, is a super important move to use in team fights. Because it allows us to move while casting Burn. This has a variety of uses. So obviously it allows us to keep some room range when we fight. It also allows us never died. But it allows us to keep casting All Shall Burn while running, which is, in certain situations, naturally very useful. If our opponent, for example, if you're... bad example, I think of like a champion who doesn't have a ton of if you were, say if you're running against Soma, and she's very low, but not very low, then you can, and you're both very low, well then you can cast All Shall Burn,
I alone shall.
and start to like basically kite her. For when kiting is to move away while attacking. In a lot of cases, it's to go to the range champ. You run, turn, attack, run, turn, attack, run, turn, attack. Granted, March of Sin works a lot better if you're not playing sidestep. I saw him. I have a Thursday to keep an eye on this lane, so I feel a bit safer about making a move. Never mind, we're all here. At 16, I typically take Demonic Smite. Which allows your Demon Generals to do a bit more damage. Oh gosh. So, good lord, yeah, that'll happen. So, I guess now is a good time to talk about one of Azmodan's biggest weaknesses. So, also, you might want to notice, I have twice the siege damage of even, like, my next competitor, being Diablo. And, as a sense, the biggest XP contribution. And the most kills. Not the least amount of deaths. That's still Abathur, but that shouldn't count. But sorry, my ear itched. Azmodan, until level 20, I believe level 20, yeah. Until level 20, Azmodan has literally zero escape. He has no way to get out of a bad situation. Just doesn't. And that's a problem. You know, that's a problem. I'll admit that.
No escape.
It's not good, but it also just kind of pushes the importance of, as Azmodan,
Let's go take a merc camp.
of staying in the back and throwing fireballs is probably your best course of action in a team fight, so that it avoids getting into those bad situations. Okay, so this is what we're talking about with a bad situation. One of the important things as being Azmodan is to notice a bad situation. Such as, for example, if your opponent friends are getting massacred in the team fight, now's a good time to go split push. And hope they don't notice. If I can cast my ult on that feat, you probably don't. And it is. Especially once you get late game, probably one of the best things you can do as Azmodan is to start fires. Start fires that your opponents are going to have to put out. At this point, they're trying to push us, but they can only send 2 or 3 people, because I can keep a fairly heavy pressure on them, you know, basically all the time. You know, it's not going to be difficult for me to send another minion wave up their way. Is this a siege camp? Okay, we're going to go take the siege camp. We're level 19. We can probably do it on our own.
Amusement.
So what we're going to do... Toss a fireball. And send our demons on. They're going to tank for us. I have no idea where that demon's going. They're probably going to be okay since we're...
Just as I planned.
A moment where you just pass your opponent and don't even care.
I alone.
Is everybody dead? Okay, so yeah, it looks like we're probably gonna lose this. Oh god!
Your core is under attack.
Now we talk about
Effectiveness hindered. Must heal.
at level
Fountain.
at level 20 you gain the ability to escape. That is from Bolt of the Storm. Bolt of the Storm, if you didn't know about it, is Flash. It's the same Flash ability and it's just in this game it is a talent instead of... I don't know if we can go in that. We're not really not out of the woods in the
Deliver the challenge to my hunter before your enemies. Yes, kill them.
Just as I planned.
You can also, in these cases, use your generals defensively. And it's even not a terrible idea. Okay, we all don't need to turn in gems. I'm just turning them in because I had 24.
A merc cannon.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try and take their last keep. Need is a strong term now. In fact, I kind of wish I had stayed right where I was. That was a mistake. Oh, I took ownership of that. So we're gonna go back up here. A little late on that warning. There's literally all of them over here. And there's not much I can do about it. I'm not sure why he went that way, but I'm not blaming the loss on him. I want to make that 100% clear. But as interesting as he is to me, I just think Abathur not being able to be a physical presence in a team fight is a problem. I admire the design of the character. I think he does interesting things, but I just don't think, even with they buffed him, and I still don't think he's just good. He's just not good enough by any reasonable standard. Which is the same. Because, like I said, I really like the design of the character and what he does and his abilities. But he just unfortunately doesn't do enough, I feel. If I could get there, I could do some serious damage, but I can't get there because I'm too busy trying to focus on the D.
Your core is under attack.
And we lost. But, like you said, it was super close. Not to mention, if you look, I can't pull you there, but our bruisers were heading right for their base. And if I could have sent the demonic lieutenant, if we'd had a bit more time, maybe we could erase them. I mean, it's it's all kind of speculation, but I think there's worth something to it. So, and let's take a look at how I ended the match. And I think this is important. So, more takedowns than anybody else, which isn't a huge important stat, but only 3 deaths. In fact, the only person who died less than me is Abathur, who never leaves the base. So, the most important stat for us is siege damage. How much damage did we do to structures and minions? And if you'll notice, once again, we never lost the lead, and we had about double even our top competitor in Diablo. Hero damage, not so great. That'll go to Sonya. Makes sense. She does the most damage out of us. We definitely could have benefited from an assassin. Now, if you'll see, XP contribution beat everybody out because we were doing all that siege damage, because we were breaking things. And in this game, XP is king. If you can outlevel your opponents, you can, 9 times out of 10 you can win. Then granted, I believe they yeah, they outleveled us because they were up by 2 levels. So you want to keep mobility when playing Azmodan. So remember, you want to focus on doing damage to non-structures. Taking the ability that allows all shall burn to target to do extra damage to structures is huge. Remember, and this is a thing I forgot when I started playing Azmodan. Sorry, it's late here. Is that your demonic lieutenant is global. You can put him in any lane even if you're not there. And in fact, sometimes it's important to put him in lanes that you're not there, so that you can even kind of split push with yourself. Damage to structures is important. Stay out of the front lines in a team fight. Stay back, throw fireballs. Your auto attack does no damage anyway, so don't even bother with it. Now, yes, siege damage, break things, have fun. That is my guide / let's play of Azmodan. Please, of course, like, comment, subscribe below. If you like my Azmodan guide and would like to see more, let me know, and I would be happy to do some of the other ones, some of the other champions I own, including the brand new champion of Sylvanas, the Banshee Queen, who I've gotten a lot better with since our Let's Play. But we'll save all that for another time. Thank you very much for your time and patronage, and I hope you have a great night.